In a forgotten and lifeless town, buried beneath the weight of time and the ruins of unimaginable destruction, where silence echoed louder than words and hope seemed like a distant memory, a solitary man once stood and asked a question so profound, it echoed through the heavens and altered not only his fate, but also the course of history. How can Allah ever bring this dead town back to life? It was not just a question, it was a moment of deep reflection, of human doubt and of divine response. But what followed wasn't just a sign. It wasn't a vision or a dream. It was a miracle that would serve as a powerful reminder of Allah's limitless might and mercy. Today we uncover the awe-inspiring story of Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam, the man whom Allah caused to sleep for 100 years, then brought back to life as a living, breathing sign of his unmatched power. His tale is more than a historical event. It's a divine message, a spark of hope for those who feel spiritually lost, broken by life, or stuck in situations that seem hopeless. And at the end of this video, stay with us for a simple yet powerful wazifa, rooted in the lessons of this miraculous story, for those who are seeking rizq, sustenance, barakah, blessings, healing, and nearness to Allah. Whether you're struggling with your finances, your faith, or your future, this story and its spiritual practice may just be what your heart needs today. Hazrat Uzair was a man of extraordinary righteousness, known for his deep devotion, his unwavering faith, and his connection to divine wisdom. While the Quran does not explicitly name him as a prophet, many esteemed scholars throughout Islamic history have held the view that he was among the chosen messengers of Allah. Regardless of title, his heart was firmly anchored in truth, and his life was marked by obedience, purity, and a constant yearning for the nearness of the divine. He lived in a time of great trial and tragedy, a period when the children of Israel had drifted far from the divine guidance sent to them. The light of revelation had dimmed in their hearts, and they were now a broken people, scattered by the storms of war, weighed down by the consequences of their disobedience, and surrounded by destruction. One day, while journeying through a desolate land, Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam came upon a town, or what remained of it. Once vibrant and filled with life, it now lay in utter ruin. The walls were collapsed, the homes crumbled, and there was no trace of human existence. Dust and silence were all that remained, whispering tales of sorrow and loss. Nature had overtaken the streets, and the air itself felt heavy with abandonment. As he stood there, observing the haunting stillness, a profound thought passed through his heart. Not one of doubt, but of deep spiritual reflection and awe at the mysteries of Allah's creation. In that sacred moment, he softly spoke. How will Allah bring this to life after its death? Surah Al-Baqarah 229. He did not utter this out of disbelief. He never questioned the power of Allah. Rather, it was the contemplative whisper of a believer trying to grasp the depth of divine will, the reality of resurrection, the transformation of lifelessness into life, of ruin into beauty. It was the kind of question that doesn't arise from doubt, but from spiritual curiosity, the longing to understand the hidden workings of divine mercy and power. In response to Hazrat Uzair's reflective question, Allah did not merely give him an answer. He showed him one of the most extraordinary miracles ever witnessed by mankind. A miracle not spoken in words, but demonstrated through time, death, and divine power. Allah caused Hazrat Uzair to die, right there, near the ruins of the town, and kept him in a state of death for 100 years. Not a dream, not a trance, a complete pause from the realm of the living. His lifeless body lay beside the broken stones of the deserted city. His donkey, the humble animal that had carried him, also died, and over time, its body disintegrated into dust scattered by the winds, from life to complete nothingness. Yet in a powerful contradiction to the passage of time, the food he had with him and his drink remained untouched, unspoiled, unchanged, no rot, no decay, as if time itself had been frozen around them while his body and donkey had been surrendered to the elements. This was no coincidence. This was divine control over time and matter. Then after a full century had passed, 100 years in which empires may rise and fall, generations may come and go, Allah brought him back to life. Just as easily as one awakens from sleep, he opened his eyes, unaware of the miracle that had occurred. And then Allah asked him, "How long did you remain in this state?" Surah Al-Baqarah 229. Confused, and perhaps sensing the stillness of the day, Hazrat Uzair replied, "Perhaps a day, or part of a day." Then came the divine revelation, a truth that would shake the hearts of all who hear it. No, you remained for a full 100 years. Look at your food and your drink. They have not changed. And look at your donkey, and see how we will make you a sign for the people. And then, right before his very eyes, his donkey, now long reduced to dust, began to return to life. Not all at once, but slowly, purposefully, and miraculously. Bone by bone reassembled, sinews connected, flesh formed, and skin wrapped the frame. The same donkey he had once known, brought back from death, resurrected in full view. Not in a dream or a vision, but in the pure, undeniable reality of this world. This was no metaphor. This was resurrection in action. Allah's demonstration of His power to bring the dead back to life, to restore what was lost, and to revive what had turned to dust. Hazrat Uzair became a living sign for all of humanity, a witness to the truth that Allah gives life to the dead, no matter how far gone, no matter how decayed, no matter how impossible it may seem to us. When Hazrat Uzair finally returned to his people, he was stepping into a world that had moved on without him. A full century had passed, and with it, generations had come and gone. The faces he once knew were no longer there. The streets had changed. The people had forgotten. No one recognized him, for to them he was a stranger, a man from another time. He spoke, he walked, he tried to reconnect, but how could they believe? How could they possibly comprehend that this man, claiming to be Uzair, was the same person who had vanished 100 years ago? But Uzair had not returned empty-handed. By Allah's command and mercy, he carried within him the preserved light of divine knowledge. During the years of devastation and exile, the Torah had been lost, scattered, and forgotten by many among the children of Israel. The sacred scripture, once a guide for their lives, had faded from their hearts and hands. But through Allah's miraculous will, Hazrat Uzair had memorized and internalized the Torah with such perfection that, upon his return, he was able to restore it word by word, verse by verse. Some reports mention that he rewrote the entire Torah from memory, a feat that no ordinary human could achieve without divine support. Through this act, he became a symbol of preserved revelation, of divine knowledge carried within the human heart. This extraordinary event stunned the people. They saw in him something beyond human capability. And tragically, some among the Jewish communities went to an extreme. In their awe, they exalted Hazrat Uzair beyond the limits of respect, and even went as far as to call him the Son of God, a claim that the Quran refutes with absolute clarity and authority. In Surah At-Tawbah, Sin 30, Allah says, "The Jews say Uzair is the son of Allah." This verse not only addresses the historical claim, but also serves as a powerful warning that excessive reverence, if unchecked, can lead to misguidance. What began as admiration for a miracle became a distortion of truth, a step into the realm of shirk, associating others with Allah. Islam teaches us to honor and love the prophets and righteous servants of Allah, but always within the boundaries of Tawheed. Only Allah is divine. Only He is worthy of worship. Only He holds the power of life, death, and resurrection. And so Hazrat Uzair's story stands as a profound lesson for all times about divine power, the preservation of revelation, the danger of exaggeration in faith, and the importance of staying rooted in the pure oneness of Allah. The story of Hazrat Uzair is not just a tale from the past. It is a mirror for our lives today. It is a story drenched in divine wisdom, waiting to awaken hearts that have grown tired, faith that has grown dim, and lives that feel lost. From this miraculous event, we learn three deeply transformative truths. First, that Allah is not only capable of reviving dead bodies, but also dead hearts, dead hopes, and shattered lives. If you feel spiritually numb, if your dreams seem buried under the weight of failure, if your soul feels broken, remember, the one who brought Uzair and his donkey back to life can bring you back too. No situation is beyond His mercy. No heart is too lost for His light. Second, we are reminded that time means nothing to Allah. He is Al-Qadir, the all-powerful, the one who controls time, space, life, and death. 100 years to us is just a moment in His command. So if you've been waiting for change, for healing, for ease, don't give up. Allah's help may come in ways you never imagined, at a time you least expect. but always at the perfect moment. And third, we learn that sometimes the answers to our deepest questions don't come through words, but through life itself. Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam asked a question from the heart, and instead of a lecture, he was shown a living answer through his own death and return. Likewise, the trials you're going through may be the answer you've been searching for. Trust the process. Your story is being written by the best of writers. This story is not just history, it's hope. And now, inspired by this powerful journey, let us share with you a simple but deeply effective wazifa for those seeking rizq. Barakah and nearness to Allah, a spiritual practice that, if done with sincerity, could open the doors of divine mercy in your life. This wazifa is for every heart that feels like it's standing in ruins, for those whose lives seem broken beyond repair, whose hopes feel buried under disappointment, whose sustenance feels cut off, and whose souls feel hollow, just like the lifeless town Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam once saw. But remember, the same Allah who revived a dead town can revive your life too. When to do it? Perform this wazifa after Fajr or Maghrib, 2 times of deep spiritual stillness. Choose the one that speaks to your soul. Sit with sincerity, with presence, and with a heart ready for revival. The wazifa. Recite this powerful Quranic dua, the same one that Prophet Ibrahim made when he sought to understand resurrection. Rabbi arini kaifa tuhyil mauta. Translation: My Lord, show me how you give life to the dead. Recite this 33 times with reflection. After each repetition, say with longing, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika astaghith. O ever-living, O sustainer, I seek your mercy. Let these words flow not just from your lips, but from the broken corners of your heart. After the 33 recitations, conclude by reciting Wa Surah Al-Fatiha, the opener of all doors, and then make a heartfelt personal dua. Speak to Allah. Tell Him where you feel lifeless. Ask Him to breathe barakah, healing, and hope into your life. Do this consistently for 7 days, and watch with faith as Allah begins to revive the forgotten gardens of your life, your rizq, your relationships, your dreams, or your inner peace. Whatever feels dead today, trust that He can bring it back to life. Because He is Al-Muhyi, the one who gives life, and He never left you, even in your ruins. Hazrat Uzair slept for 100 years, a divine pause that turned into a miraculous awakening. And maybe some of us have been asleep too, not physically, but spiritually. We've gone 10, 20, even 30 years without truly feeling our connection to Allah. We've wandered, distracted by dunya, buried under stress, lost in our own noise. But here's the truth. Allah can wake you up in a single moment, just like He revived Uzair, just like He brought a dead town back to life. He can resurrect your purpose, heal your wounds, and bring light, love, and clarity back into your heart. Don't lose hope. Don't think you've gone too far, or that it's too late. Just ask, with sincerity, with humility, with longing. Allah is near, He is listening, and He is waiting to revive what feels dead inside you. If this video touched your heart, like it. Share it with someone who feels like they're in ruins and needs hope. And subscribe to this channel for more Islamic stories, reminders, and soul-awakening wisdom from the Quran and Sunnah. May Allah fill your life with guidance, abundant rizq, healing, and a heart that never forgets Him. May your spiritual awakening begin today. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.